What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're my full shiny blue Pokemon team. It's been a hot minute since I've actually done a shiny colored theme, and I thought I'd pick blue today. Now, there's a lot of cool shiny blue Pokemon out there, so I picked 6 random ones and put them on a team. If you want to come and check me out on Twitch, this is where I do all my live streams. This is where I take battles, my theme teams, my Pokemon sweeps, shiny hunts, all that kind of stuff. Come and drop me a follow at twitch.tv/PIMPNITE. The link is in the description of the video. And let's get into today's battles. I've got 2 of them, and they were really decent battles and very enjoyable. So the first battle is against Tundra, and we got a very distinct lead here because they had a shiny Miltank as a lead, right? Now, funnily enough, shiny Miltank was one of the Pokemon that I picked on my team. So I started off with the Midnight, right? But then I thought, wait, I gotta swap out my shiny Miltank too, so we can have a shiny blue cow battle. That'd be like amazing, like top 10 anime cow battles. Is there an anime with cows in it? Anyway, we're gonna go into Miltank here, and this is a special Miltank with echoed voice. Before that happens though, Miltank is gonna sit on my Miltank, and it's gonna paralyze me on the first go. And this is where things started to go wrong. Now, I've got Focus Miss here. I thought, you know what? A couple of Focus Miss from the special Miltank should be able to get rid of the opposing blue Miltank. So here comes the rollout here from the opposing Miltank. And I was like, oh, here we go again. So Focus Blast is going to hit. It didn't miss, so that was really good. Now, the damage it actually was pretty good. It's a clear 2-hit KO. Now, the EVs I gave my Miltank ride were max speed and max special attack. Now, I got paralyzed and my opponent's rollout missed, so it was pretty much a wasted turn there for both of us. Now, the opposing Miltank is going to take a drink of its own milk. Yes, Miltank does drink its own milk. Don't Google that. Anyway, so I'm going to get paralyzed again, and I can't do anything right. Now, all this time, I was trying to go for a Focus Miss, and here comes a Play Rough, which is going to do 2 damage. I get paralyzed another turn in a row there. And so at this point, I'm really just trying to get 1 Focus Miss off against the opposing Miltank. Now, Miltank's going to go for another Body Slam, and Focus Miss misses. Oh, man. It's one of these days. So now Miltank Rai can go for another Body Slam here against my Miltank, and this one is just going to take it out with a critical hit. Just to top off the salt, people. So my poor Miltank didn't have a chance at all. So now, right, I had to avenge my Miltank, people. So I'm going to go back into Lycanroc. Now, this is a no-guard King's Rock, Rock Blast, Iron Head, Zen Headbutt, and Thunder Fang set, all based around flinching moves, right? This is the max speed and max attack, so I gave this one Jolly Nature, and I basically wanted to try and rely on King's Rock with the Rock Blast set. So this obviously hits between 2 to 5 times, hoping I can get like 5 maybe hits in a row, maybe a little bit of revenge from the Miltank. So I get 5 hits like right off the rip there with a Rock Blast, and there was no paralysis from the King's Rock. I'm like, oh no, this is bad. So obviously Body Slam's not very effective against me, but I was a little bit worried about getting paralyzed there. So I went for the 30% chance on the Iron Head, and it didn't flinch, and Miltank is going to be able to get another milk drink off. It's going to drink out of it. Actually, you know what? If you drank, say you drank milk from that Miltank, right? This is a hypothetical. I'm not actually saying you do that, right? I'm not saying you get milk out of those teats. You'd have like a blueberry milk. Like, that's what it would be. Anyway, so I'm going to go for an Iron Head here. I wanted to try and actually flinch this Miltank again and take it out, but it kept using Milk Drink over and over again, and I kept not being able to get the flinch at the very last moment, right? So I was getting a little bit salty at this point. I'm like, I've got to take this Miltank out. So I go for that Iron Head again, big 30% chance there, and I get a flinch. I'm like, okay, that's good. Now, the only bad thing about Iron Head, it didn't really do a lot of damage, right? So then, if Miltank didn't get flinched right, it could just heal itself off more. But if I went for like a Rock Blast, there's only a chance that it would actually flinch it, because it maybe would only hit twice instead of like 5 times, right? So it was sort of like a catch-22 both ways. So there you go. There's only 2 hits on that one. So here comes another Body Slam from the Miltank, and I really, like, even though I wasn't doing a lot of damage to me, like, I was expecting a paralysis like very soon. So now we're going to go for another Rock Blast on the Miltank there. We got 3 hits on this one, and that was pretty good there, and I got a flinch on 3 hits. That was a very big one there, and I went for the Rock Blast again, hoping to get another 3 hits and take this Miltank out, and it happened, people. Finally, it took like nearly half this battle just to end that Miltank's blueberry milk career. Anyway, next Pokemon we got here is the Chansey, right? So like, this thing was really thick, like with 3 Cs. So I'm going to go for the Rock Blast here. Rock Blast doing some pretty fire damage to Chansey, so that's pretty good there. And I hit it 3 times, so that's nice. And Chansey's going to go for a Minimize. Like, okay, well, I'm running no guard on this set, so it doesn't really matter. So they can go for, you know, 3 minimizers or whatever. It's not actually going to change the actually modified due to no guard. So Chansey is going to go down on the next set. So Chansey's going to get another minimize off here. Now, you can actually obviously you can actually run another ability, No Guard, in this, but I feel like No Guard's just a really good ability, right? You can't miss in that sort of thing. So taking Chansey out with the Disrespect Thunderfang there, and bye-bye Chansey. So I've taken out 2 pink Pokemon. Now, at the start of this battle, I thought this was a team for a pink, but then we had the Venusaur come out, so like, it's not a pink blobby team. Anyway, so we got the Venusaur coming. I thought, you know what, prime opportunity to go for the Zen Headbutt, right? Now, Zen Headbutt does a lot of damage there, and Venusaur, unfortunately, does not get flinched, and it's going to pop my Lycanroc out of this battle with an Energy Ball. But Lycanroc really saved my bacon there, like it took out Miltank, and of course, the Chansey too. So we got the Black Sludge recovery on the Venusaur. I'm going to go into Psyduck. So I thought Psyduck's a really cool Pokemon as well. Now, with this team, I try to pick different shades of Shiny Blue too out of all of the 6 Pokemon. This is a Swift Swim Psyduck here. We've got Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Blizzard as its main sort of moves there, and just a little bit of coverage there with a Clear Smog for obviously to boost my Special Attack and Dynamax, or the off chance the opponent tried to set up and I just wait for this Clear Smog to remove their stats. So firstly, I'm going to be setting up the Rain Dance there to boost the power not only of my water type moves and actually make Psyduck go like really, really fast, right? The item on this Psyduck was Focus Sash, so I could take a hit and hopefully fire off a really powerful Hydro Pump in the rain, right? So, unfortunately, the Venusaur went for a Leech Seed instead, but then I was like, you know what? That's actually not too bad, because at least Psyduck isn't on 1 health. It could be taken out. I sort of was thinking for a bit, should I go for Blizzard? Or should I just go for Dynamax? I was like, you know what? Let's go for Blizzard in the rain there. Blizzard is going to connect on the Venusaur, and Venusaur is going to go down. That was beautiful there, taking Venusaur out. I don't know if that crit actually mattered there. This Psyduck was max speed and max special attack, modest nature. Now, the next Pokemon to come in is Blissey. So we've had a Chansey and a Blissey. See what I mean by I was thinking it was a pink team? So Blissey now is going to go for a Minimize. Like, oh, here we go again. Unfortunately, now my Psyduck isn't a Hacker Exposed and doesn't have No Guard. So I've got to see if I can do some sort of damage to Blissey, right? Unfortunately, Blissey is very bulky on the health and special defense side. So, you know, my Hydro Pumps, if they even connect, are probably not going to do too much damage, right? So Blissey is going to go for yet another Minimize here. I did contemplate actually go for Dynamax here. And I thought, I don't know if I should do that or not. I don't know if I want to waste it on my Psyduck. It probably don't do much damage. So before I did that, I was like, let's go for Clear Smog anyway and remove those boosts there from the Minimize. And then Blissey had a red card. It held up a red card. My Psyduck got flipped out of the battle. And guess who came in? Electrike. Electrike is my very, very first shiny Pokemon that I caught. So I had to include it on this team. Now, this is actually a pretty good set for Blissey. I'm going to face a Shadow Ball there. It does a lot of damage to me. It's about a 2 to 3 hit KO at a very worst there with a 3. So this is a Trick, Choice Guard, Switcheroo, Thunder, Flamethrower, and Volt Switch set. So I decided to go for the Switcheroo here and give the Blissey a Choice Guard, effectively shutting down Blissey. Then that would stop it going for Minimize 1,000 times in a row, right? So Blissey now is going to go for a Minimize, but it's going to be locked into Minimize, and it can't do any moves and stuff. So I've pretty much shut it down there. Now, what I can do myself is, since I'm free of a choice item, I can either go for a Thunder on the next incoming Pokemon, or just Volt Switch, right? I went for the Thunder here, and of course, it's going to miss, and Blissey is going to go for yet another Minimize. So I was like, okay, do I just swap into another Pokemon, or do I wait for the Blissey to run out of PP, and then they're going to swap out the Blissey, and in comes the Porygon Z. So I'm like, okay, this is all right. So on the Porygon Z, right, I went for Volt Switch because I thought I might as well go for Volt Switch and swap in another Pokemon that might do some damage to Blissey. But, you know, the swap happened there. So now we're going to go back into Psyduck here. I was like, okay, let's see what set this Porygon Z is going to be, right? I know that I'm getting outsped, but Psyduck's pretty much, its use is pretty much gone because it's lost the Sash and it's lost the Rain too. So Tri-Attack is going to take my Psyduck out. Nothing I could have done there, but now it's going to give me a chance to swap in my Cryogonal. I like Cryogonal. It's a really interesting Pokemon. And I can tell you what, this set is pretty cool too. Pardon the pun there. It's quite a cool Pokemon. This is a Recover Toxic set, right? Now, Cryogonal, surprisingly, has got some pretty good special defense, right? Its defense is absolute trash, which is why I wanted to boost it, right? So I've got max health and max special defense. Now, this actually gets the move Acid Armor, so you can boost your defense by 2 stages, and then Aurora Beam has a 10% chance to drop the opponent's attack, and it's also a nice move too, so I thought, that's not too bad, let's give that one a roll, right? So firstly, we want to poison this Porygon Z, because it's quite a threatening Pokemon. At this stage, I've pretty much got it walled too, because it actually gets Recover as a move. It actually gets quite a couple of nice status moves too, and a little bit of support like Rapid Spin and things like that. So going for Aurora Beam here on the Porygon. It would have been nice if it was a physical set, but it's fine. You know, it doesn't do much damage, but you know, it's all right. It does pretty pretty good damage to the not the Psyduck, the Porygon Z over time, and the Toxic and the Aurora Beam. Anyway, so I'm going to get hit by a Psyshock there. I've got the leftovers as the item or two if I didn't already mention that, or you'd see it anyway. So Porygon Z is very close to going down. At this stage, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go for Aura Beam and take the Porygon Z out. Crocodile doesn't have any speed in its, like, it has any speed EV, so it could get outsped here, and it's probably going to go down. Anyway, so I'll just let it go down, and the Porygon Z is going to go. You got to let it go sometimes, people. And I've got my Electrite left and one other Pokemon. Now, we still got that Blissey left, remember. Now, Blissey, technically, if it really wanted to, could Dynamax still, right? And that would ignore its choice item for 3 turns. However, I wasn't sure if they were going to do that with such like a, support sort of Pokemon. Now, in comes the Blissey again. So, like, okay, what move is the Blissey going to say? I may as well just stay in and go for Thunder and, see what move's going to do. So, go for that Thunder there on the Blissey. I knew that it would do, like, no damage at all. I thought it might be able to get a sneaky Paralyze, but that did not happen. So, Blissey is going to go for a Flamethrower here, and Flamethrower was almost enough to take me out. My next Thunder is going to miss, and Blissey's going to take me out with Flamethrower. So, like, okay, that's fine. Electrite was pretty much, like, Electrite's role was pretty much done after it switcherooed the Blissey choice item. That was pretty much its really good role here. So my last Pokemon is Blastoise. I really, really like this shine. Looks quite nice on it. Who's got one of these so far on their Dynamax bench? So we got a physical set. This actually worked pretty well. Explosion, Fire Punch, obviously there. I left Explosion on there in case I come across a Pokemon I just couldn't do a lot of damage to. And I also gave it the normal gem as the item. So Sylveon's going to be swapping in here. What I did right is I went for the Stab Fire Punch. Now this was a max speed, max attack set. Fire Punch does pretty good damage there. And I was like, you know what? I should go for a Dynamax here, set the sun up, and then go for the Max Flare on the sun. Now, the other moves, of course, I got on this one, a Hypnosis too. And Hypnosis, sorry, I don't have a normal gem. I've got Blunder Policy as the item. This is actually an Adamant Nature set with Blunder Policy as the item. I forgot about that. So say Hypnosis misses right, you get a boost in speed to make up for going Adamant Nature over Jolly, and you get the maximum attack on your Blastoise, right? Now, we've got the big old Blastoise. Look how big its ball on its head is. It's like a one of those circus balls, and we're going to go for a Max Flare here. And now, this is actually going to prepare us for that Blissey. Now, if you remember, the opponent actually hasn't Dynamax yet. So the only option for the opponent can do is Dynamax their Blissey, and Blissey is going to have a lot of health there in the Dynamax. So I'm going to get a Beast Boost there because my attack is my highest stat, because obviously I wanted that for the Beast Boost. And we got 40 seconds left on the battle. The last Pokemon, of course, is the Choice Scarf Blissey, only on PIMPNITE's channel. And we got a Max Flare here from the sun with a +1 in attack. So as I knew, the Dynamax Blissey would have come, and I want to see how much damage this was actually going to do. I knew it would do a lot of damage to Blissey because Blissey's defense is pretty much trash there. But remember, Blissey does have a lot of health too, and it sort of depends if there was any defense evos on this one too, because we see like minimize and then 2 attacking moves. So I wasn't really sure if it only had like max health and max special attack, something like that. So go for that Max Flare there. We got 10 seconds of this battle to go, and Blissey gets destroyed in one shot. And there we go, people. Hope you enjoyed the very first battle. Some really, really cool sets there from myself and, of course, the opponent as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get on to the second battle. And, man, Blastoise, physical Blastoise is actually pretty good. If you can get up those, that Beast Boost there, then you get the sun up. Okay, the next battle here with this one gets determined. This was on my Twitch stream as well. I also take battles here during my stream, so maybe in a few of you at that stream. So the first Pokemon we got today is Aurora. So Aurora is going to have the Snow Warding. This time I left my Psyduck. Now, this was not the greatest matchup in the world for Aurora. However, it did have the Snow Warding. Straight away I was thinking, well, if Aurora attacks me right, I'm going to go down if I use an attacking move. So let's go for Rain Dance and let's get rid of the Hail. And then that'll activate my Swift Swim and it'll power up stuff like Hydro Pump, right, in the rain. So Aurora is actually going to be going for a Stealth Rock this time. So, like, okay, that's not too bad. I'm actually kind of happy that I left my Psyduck. Otherwise, my Focus Sash would have been gone, right? So Psyduck now gets a free turn of setting the rain up. And you know what? I caved and went for the Dynamax Psyduck. I had to do it, people. Dynamax Psyduck only on PIMPNITE's channel. What we're going to do, right, is we're going to be going for a Max Geyser in the rain, and it is going to be doing a lot of damage, right, from Psyduck. So it's got the rain up already, and it's going to be firing, and it's got Modest Nature, so it's going to be pretty good, right? Big Psyduck looks pretty cool too. It's actually a really, really nice blue on Psyduck. So I go for the Max Geyser. I love how Psyduck attacks, how it holds the side of its face, like it's got the Psy thing, and it's going to go the Ice Age is going back to the Ice Age. That's all I can say. Poor Aurora has so many weaknesses. So the next Pokemon here is the final star, which is a Starmie. So like, okay, Starmie, You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Max Ooze. That's coming off the Clear Smog. That's going to bolster Psyduck special attack, and then I'm going to go for a Max Geyser after that, right? It'll still hit very hard because it's Stab and it's Rain, of course. Now, Starmie is going to go for a Thunder there, 100% accuracy, and I lived on 1 health because I got the Focus Sash, right? Now, unfortunately for me, as soon as I saw the Thunder, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to get paralyzed here, aren't I? But since I've got Swift Swim, I was still able to outspeed the Starmie and go for a Max Geyser, and look at the damage that did. Unfortunately, Final Star is just going to live there on a bit of health and take me out with another Thunder. But man, Psyduck did really, really well there. I was actually like, I squeezed as much out of that Psyduck as I could. I nearly took 2 Pokemon out, which was pretty good. So down goes my Psyduck. Unfortunately, I've lost my Dynamax now, but it is what it is, right? I regret nothing. So we're going to go into the Electrite now. Now on Choice Scarf, I know that I can definitely outspeed this Starmie. I'm going to go for a Disrespect Flamethrower in the rain because that little live on the Starmie before was, I was pretty salty from that. So I'm going to take the Starmie out with a Flamethrower crit in the rain. And that is going to get out. So we've got 4 more Pokemon left, and the rain's going to stop, which is beautiful timing on my end. So the next Pokemon here is the, I nearly said Pineco. Yeah, that would have been good if it was a Pineco. Would have been good if it was back in the game. Drapion's going to come in. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to lock myself in the Flamethrower. That'd be kind of bad. Let's go into Lycanroc here, and I could maybe try some Rock Blast shenanigans, right? Now, the Drapion's going to go for Earthquake. It's like, that's going to hurt a lot. That's not going to take me out, but it is going to do a lot of damage. I live on 69 health there, and what I can do, right, is I can go for a final Rock Blast there, and maybe hope I can get 5 in a row and a King's Rock Boost. Instead, I get 2 in a row, and it's going to take me out with a Disrespect Sand Tomb. That was very mean. I guess it was payback for the Flamethrower on the rain. Like, Flamethrower in the rain from Electrite is... That's pretty disrespectful. So, down goes my Lycanroc there, and we've got the Black Sludge on the Drapion as well. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go into my Electrike and see how much damage I can do with Thunder. I don't expect to take it out, but I think it'll do a pretty good chunk of damage. Thunder is going to miss, and here comes a Bulldoze. Wait a second. This Drapion had Earthquake, Sand Tomb, and Bulldoze. Man, this is content. Okay, so down goes my Electrode, right? Drapion is going to get another round of Black Sludge recovery. So what's its last move? Fissure? So I'm going to swap in my Blaze Feeder. I know they've got a ground type move. They used 3 of them already. I'm going to take some damage here. And I went for the Hypnosis, hoping I would land, and it did. So Drapion is going to close its little peepers there. And hopefully it's going to stay asleep while it gets some Fire Punch action happening, right? So it is asleep. Like, at this stage, it could probably nearly take me out with the Sand Tomb. Let's be real. Blastoise isn't the most bulkiest in defense, right? So I'm going to go for Fire Punch, just see how much it actually does, and it really does underwhelming damage. I mean, it is that after all. The last move was Sand Attack. Can you believe this? Sand Attack, Sand Tomb, Bulldoze, and Earthquake on your PIMPNITE Shadow people. So what we're going to do, right, is we're going to have a negative Sand Attack. I was a little bit scared to go for Explosion. I was like, Explosion is my only option to do some big damage and take this thing out. Thankfully, Explosion does not miss, and Drapion probably just takes enough damage to go down there. Blastoise is going to go down, but man, that saved my bacon. That Drapion was a threat with those 3 ground-type moves, and especially Sand Attack. We can't forget Sand Attack. So now we're going to go into Crocodile here. This is the bulky set, if you remember from the first battle, and this battle was definitely long from over, so I could go for Aurora Beam against this. This will do pretty good damage, right? I thought, you know, it should be about a 2 to 3 hit, okay? Let's see how much it does. And it does really good damage. I was happy with that. That's nice. Obviously, it's super effective. Now, we're going to have a special ride on going for our Focus Mist. Like, okay. All right, and Focus Mist is not going to do anything. I was kind of expecting, like, one physical, like, Rock-type move it would definitely end my Crocodile, right? So that's why I went for damage over Toxic. At this stage, I was like, it might have another one. Let's go for 1 Acid Armor, and let's see what it's going to do after seeing the horrible damage of Focus Mist. And they're going to go for Earth Power. I've got the Levitate, so that's not going to affect me at all. And sometimes people do forget about the Levitate ability on Crocodile. You know, a thing that I'd be like really would hoping in the next games? Maybe not the remakes, but the next generation, right? Tell me your thoughts on this one. You know, there's a lot of Pokemon with 1 ability, right? Wouldn't it be cool if they got given like another 2, so then every Pokemon would have like those 3 abilities, right? Like, what do you think about that? I think that'd be really cool to... Obviously, you have to think about what Pokemon and what ability you give them, so you could make them 2 overpowered, but giving them like another ability would be really cool. At least 1 or 2 on those, 1 ability Pokemon. Anyway, back to the battle. I'm going to go for another Acid Arm here. I'm very bulky here. At this point, I don't know if my opponent can actually take this Pokemon out. This Crocodile has access to Recover too, unless they got some sort of status move hidden up their sleeve, right? So I'm going to get some more leftover recovery on my Crocodile. I can go for another Aura Beam and easily take this right on out. At this stage, though, the Toxic's doing pretty good damage. damage, so I could keep setting up here and just go recover. You know, that was sort of my idea here. So go for recover, which is a really nice, like a very, very good healing move on any Pokemon there. And now it's going to go for another focus miss, and it's going to miss, which is beautiful. So getting full health back there after leftover recovery, and Rhydon is almost going to go down here. Now, even with no speed EVs in its speed stat, Crocodile still outspeeds quite a few things there. So I'm going to go for a final Aura Beam on the Rhydon there, and it actually looks really cool. I like Aura Beam better than Ice Beam. The animation looks cool. It's like a icy rainbow. So Rhydon is down. We've got 2 more Pokemon left, and the next Pokemon is Galate's. Like, okay, here comes like a fighting type move for sure. However, remember, I do have the Acid Arms up, so it is going to be pretty bulky. So here we go. Here's a Dynamax Gallade. He's like, okay, fair enough, Dynamax Gallade. Now, at this stage, I was thinking maybe I should go for Aurora Beam to try and drop their attack. That'd be cheeky if I got that, or maybe I should just play it safe and go for the Toxic and, you know, let that stall up. Rack up on the Gallade right while it's in Dynamax. So here comes a Max Airstream. They're obviously trying to boost their speed here. They didn't really need to boost their speed there because Crocodile was, going to get outsped there. So it's going to get a +1 in speed. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Spring, I thought it might do a little bit more damage that if it was a physical move. So I'm thinking maybe it's a special set. I don't know at this point. So I get a crit there on the Aura Beam. It actually does some pretty fine damage there, and I'm going to get some leftover recovery. So 2 more turns left on the Gallade. I actually went for a Toxic here. Now the problem about that is, right, Max Starfall is going to put Misty Terrain on the field, and that's going to stop me poisoning, because I'm like, oh no, that's really bad. So I'm guessing this one definitely is a special set now, judging on the damage that they're doing. So coming off a special Fairy type move, I'll start to think to myself, I think they're using Dazzling Gleam there, but they did block the status, so that was pretty good there. So they're going to go for another Max Starfall there on my Crocodile. It really isn't doing a lot of damage there to Crocodile. I'm very, very bulky, so I just went for another recover here. So I'm thinking to myself, well, even if I can't poison the Gallade, right, Aurora Beam is going to take Gallade anyway. It doesn't have any forms of recovery, and I'm very, very bulky, right? So Gallade doesn't really scare me all that much, right? And even if it's got Focus Miss, it's not going to do that much. So here comes another Dazzling Gleam there. It does 2 damage to my Crocodile. I'm going to keep going for Aurora Beam there. And I'm going to wait till the Misty Terrain actually wears off, because I can use Toxic again, right? And since I've used up their Dynamax, they can't reset it with the Misty, with the Max Starfall, right? So here comes a Shadow Ball here. I was like, okay, they're going to try and drop my Special Defense. That could be a way to get around it. They do not get that. I'm going to go for another Aura Beam here on the Glade. Now, Aura Beam's actually doing pretty good damage there. I get another crit there. I got a lot of crits for Aura Beam this battle, and I got an attack drop there, which is cool. I tried to do that the whole time. So Crocodile's getting another round of leftovers. Like, this Glade cannot touch me. All right. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for another one there. And then they pulled the Destiny Bond out. I'm like, oh no. If I take this out, I think I actually might not actually take this out, so I could be right there. So go for the Aura Beam on the Gallade, and guess what? The next one crits as well. You wouldn't read about it. I think it would have lived there if it wasn't a crit. However, what happened was Crocodile is going to go down there too. So they saved that Destiny Bomb for the whole time there and used it just as it was about to fade. So, nice play there, hiding that for the whole time. So the last Pokemon is Salterpult. I really like the nickname for the Dragon Ball there. And my last Pokemon is the Miltank. Now, you didn't get to see this Miltank in action for too long, but I tell you what, this is what this set was all about. This was a track set with Echoed Voice, right? Now, I thought I could use a track and then go for the scrappy Echoed Voice against the Salterpult, right? So it's going to drop my attack there. I'm going to go for a track, hoping I can infatuate the Salterpult for a couple of turns, right? And then I could spam Echoed Voice, and I reckon at about 3 hits, it'll go down. It's pretty powerful. This Miltank's EVs are as follows: max speed and max special attack. I ran Timid Nature on this one. I wanted max speed on my Miltank. But when you're versing something like Dragapult, you're going to get outsped. There's nothing you do, right? So Dragapult is going to be a pretty troll set. It's got Bite on it too, and Bite actually flinches me, which is really bad. That actually stops my Echoed Voice powering up. So I've got to start again, right? So go for another Echoed Voice. They do get infatuated, which is great, but I've got to start the damage roll all over again. Like, if I hit the next one, it would have done so much damage. So I'm going to go, they're going to go for another Breaking Swipe here, and Miltank is going to actually feint for that one. And that, my friends, is the game. I got scummed out there by Salterpult at the end. Hope you enjoyed both these battles. I'll be back tomorrow with another theme team. Peace out, people.